Hey everyone, and welcome to the Knittingitup podcast. I'm Annie, I'm your host, and I'm podcasting from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, where I usually podcast with my husband, Alex, who taught me how to knit, and our little 3-month-old baby, Luke. They're out for a walk, which they tend to do while I podcast so that I can actually podcast. So it's been a little while since I've uploaded an episode. I've been really busy, mainly with, a 3-month-old. I started a yarn dyeing kind of business, and that's enough. Yeah, okay. I haven't had that much knitting time as you're going to see this episode, which is kind of a shame, but maybe it'll seem like I got a lot done because it's been a while that I haven't showed you guys anything. So I'll just give you a little life update since it's been a while, but I wanted to podcast earlier. That was my intention, but Luke got an ear infection, which completely destroyed me, and I just wasn't expecting him to get his first ear infection at 3 months old. Thankfully, it wasn't earlier because, as some of you may or may not know, if your baby has a fever for under 2 months, you're supposed to bring them to the emergency room because they could need a full septic workup. I'm not going to go into what that entails because, it's not fun. But as a mom for the first time and a nurse for the past 5-6 years, I feel like I know way too much about everything that could go wrong and nothing about the typical everyday life that moms have, where their kids have ear infections or colds or, just fever. He's also teething now, which is just hard. He's drooling all the time. He's spitting up a little bit more because of it. Yeah, so lots of laundry, lots of clothes changing for me, Alex, my mom, and Luke. But, we're doing it really well overall, and he got to visit his grandparents and aunties in Ontario, so we were away for a little trip. Alex's family lives in Ontario, just west of Toronto, and I got to hit up some local yarn shops that I've been to before, but I wanted to go back to because at the time I don't think I knew too much about them, but now I've learned more and know more about the yarns they carry and things like that. So I'll talk to you a little bit more about that soon, but it was a really fun trip. We had a really good time, and Luke had a blast. He was much better behaved there than he is here, which is so not fair, but, what are you going to do? I just find that when he's out, like on walks or at the park or with other people at other people's houses, he's so well behaved, and then he comes here and he's all like, no, I'm not going to sleep. No, you have to hold me. You have to play with me all the time. And he's recently discovered, how to work his vocal cords, so he makes these really high-pitched, shrill screams and screeches, which from the look on my face, you can tell I adore. But yeah, he's a cute, smart, lovable little baby, so I'm really lucky, and we're really happy. A lot less sleep deprived, but he requires a lot of energy, and what I've been trying to do is exhaust him, play with him nonstop so that he gets really tired so that he can sleep, so that I get 20 minutes of knitting in. But then by the time he falls asleep, I'm tired, and I don't want to knit, I just want to sleep too. So if you have any tips on how to be a mom and a knitter, just leave me a comment because I don't know anymore. I'm trying my best though. So let's get on to the knitting. I'll start with finished objects since I only have one. Well, I have two, but anyway, I'll explain. So the first one I have is my Quicksilver shawl, which you can see here. It's self-finished. It's knit up in Quince & Co. in their Turn base, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, has some silk in it. I've talked about it a lot. It's on my project page on my Ravelry, which I'll write you my Ravelry username below. I really like it. It's just really, it's exactly what I wanted, and it's exactly what I had been thinking of for a long time. And I got it done in time for the Mauve Along, which was hosted by Kristen of the Yarngasm podcast, and also co-hosted with the Adelaide Cottage podcast. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it in the fall. Right now it's a little too warm. I haven't blocked it yet. So keep in mind that's the size of it unblocked. So it should open up quite a bit. So it was really fun knit. It was a little daunting after a while, all the lace sections and the stripes. You just, I wanted it to be done and get something new on my needles, but I think that's typical for anybody knitting a big shawl. And I would say though, I got 2 skeins of each color, and I barely used the second of each, which is kind of a shame. So I have a lot of leftovers. I probably have enough to make another one, just like a smaller version, but I'm not going to do that. I'll probably save it for something else, maybe use it in a different project or something. Sorry for the ambulance noises. So yeah, that's one of my FOs. The other FO I have is no longer here. When we went to Ontario, I delivered it to my sister-in-law's girlfriend, Jenny, and it was her birthday, so we gave her a nice little pair of wool socks in a Scrumptious Pearl colorway. So that's also my project page. You can go see the finished pictures, and I think I posted them on Instagram if I'm not mistaken. I really liked knitting them. I hope they fit her well, and they keep her nice and cozy. So we had a fun time with her. We had a little brunch, lunch thing when we were there, and it was nice to see them all and spend some time with them. So I definitely had to cast on another pair, obviously, because once you finish a sock, you have to start another one. I didn't get to finish it in time for the... Oh, that's not true. So I started them before the Scrumptious Pearl Cal that she had hosted from June 1st to July 1st. So they didn't qualify, but I was hoping to start another pair and finish them in time. But my Scrumptious Pearl yarn order didn't get there in time, which was kind of a shame, so I didn't get to do that, but hopefully she'll host another one and I can use up some of my yarns then. So those are my 2 FOs, and then I'll show you some works I have in progress. So the first thing I have in progress is I'm a sucker for cals, and I'm a sucker for like wanting to triple dip if I can. So I have my own cal going on right now with Chantal of Knit Pearl Dog, who hosts the Skein Game podcast. So you should check her out because she has a really, really good podcast. We teamed up and we came up with a Tricot Blues theme. So basically it's kind of like a wedding theme, but it doesn't have to be wedding related at all. It's something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. You can fit any of those categories. You can fit multiple if you want for more entries. But I'm going to do something new, which I'll show you in a minute, which is also going to qualify for the Stephen West fade-along that he's up to right now. And it's also going to qualify for the Wool & Boon cal that she's hosting using only Wool & Boon yarn. So the something new is my Wool & Boon yarn, and I'm going to fade it for the Stephen West cal. Do you follow me? Everything's clear? So I'll show you what pattern I decided because I needed something that I could fade. If you remember, I was going to make a Vertices Unite. I'm still going to make it, but it's on the back burner for now because that would be very, very hard to fade. I don't know how I would fade it. So what I did come up with is this pattern, which I'm making a lot of noise. So it's the Dotted Rays pattern by Stephen West, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen, and sorry for my unmanicured nails. So that's the pattern, and I chose to do it in Wool & Boon, and these, okay, so this is the October colorway. What's the best way to show you this? So this is the beginning. Yeah, like that. Okay. So it's not a very complicated pattern, but I had to restart because I made a few mistakes, and so now it's on track and it looks like it's going in the right direction. I really like it. It's kind of funny how the yarn is like self-striping all by itself, which I'm enjoying. So it's a nice yarn to knit with so far. I have 0 complaints. I'm liking the colorway a lot, and it's going to transition into the Vicious Trollop color, also by Wool & Boon, and I'm using the Like needles. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. So I got these at Hand Knit Yarn Studio in Hamilton, which I'm going to talk about in a minute or two. So yeah, that's the start of my shawl. I don't know how to show this. But yeah. That's it. I like it a lot. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm just going to see if I have the other ball to show you. I'm pretty sure I do. Yes. Okay, so this color, which is called October, really cool. is going to transition to Vicious Trollop, which is a Gilmore Girls reference, I'm pretty sure. Well, it is. I don't know if she meant it to be, but it is. Yeah, so these are going to transition into each other, which I think is going to be really pretty. I was originally going to do the Meandering Shawl by Stephen West, but then I was knitting at night primarily because that's when Luke sleeps, and they were so similar. I know they don't look similar now, but at night, trust me, they do. I couldn't tell them apart, and for 2-color brioche, that's a really, really big pain. So I just scrapped it and I started dotted rays. So that's my first work in progress. I just realized it doesn't live in a bag right now because I think I'm out of bags because I have a lot of whips. But yeah, so that's it. I went to the Hand Knit Yarn studio in Hamilton, which was a little drive from my in-laws' house, but we took the trip out, and I had so much fun. I met one of the owners. I'm missing her name right now, but she's super sweet. She was super helpful. She helped my mother-in-law pick out patterns, and she helped me pick out some Wool and Boon colors because I was completely overwhelmed. I wanted everything, but I couldn't choose. So I ended up deciding, you know what, I'm just going to get some things that I can't get as easily in Montreal. So I picked up the skein of Wool and Boon. So I picked up this one, the October. I picked up the Liking needles that I just showed you. And I also picked up, they're in use right now, but a pair of Chagu Premium Stainless Steel. Why am I reading it to you? You can read it. Needles. So these are 9-inch circulars in 2.25 millimeters, so US size ones. So I got those because that's what I tend to make my socks with, are 9-inch circulars. And I've always heard really good things about the Chiagu, so I really wanted to try them. Yeah, so got this color, was super excited about it. I just want to see if I can show you better. See all the little speckles? It's gorgeous. Then, you know, we left. I wanted to buy way more. They have a great selection of Pom Pom magazine there. They have tons of yarns. They carry Julie Asselin. What else do they carry? They carry Lichen and Lace, but they didn't have any when I was there. They were waiting for their order, but they've gotten it now. So if you're in Canada and you'd like to buy from them, you can always call and place an order. That's what I ended up doing because I instantly regretted not buying more, and it was about an hour-and-a-half drive out there. So Alex was like, just place an order for the second one that you want because it's not really... It's about the same thing to pay shipping as it would be to pay gas. So we just ended up buying one over the phone, and that's when I got the Vicious Trollop color. So those are a shawl. They're in progress. Yeah, really nice store. I really loved it there. I kind of wish I could go there more easily because it was just a really nice environment, very bright and airy. Yeah, I would definitely highly suggest to check them out if you're ever in the area. They're very helpful and knowledgeable girls. So I can't say enough about them. Really great yarn shop. Then I headed over to the Needle Emporium, which is in Ancaster, Ontario, which really not far from Hand Knit Yarn Studio. If you're heading out there, you might as well make the stop to see Julie, who owns the store. I picked up some stuff from her, things that I could not get in Montreal. She had a really, she has a lot of yarn. So she had a lot of hedgehog. She had, it was kind of like an overwhelming amount of yarn. But, you know, if you take the time and look through her store, you can definitely find something that's going to pique your interest. She even had Wonderland yarns. She had, I want to say, what is it called? Mrs. Crosby yarns. But I ended up just getting something that I've been eyeing for a long time. So I'll show you. So this is the Primrose Yarn Co. Ooh, it's coming out way dark, but it's a dark green. Yeah, maybe that's a little better. So it's a dark green with a little bit of black, but not that black. That's just like an overwhelming black. It's like an olivey color. I'm going to use this for unisex shawl for Alex and I. We're going to make one together that we're planning. So that's one of them. And I'm pairing it with this eventually. It's another Wool and Boon. This one Naomi picked up for me when she was in Hamilton, which was like 2 weeks before I went. So these are going to go together, which I think will be really pretty. And I also picked up this colorway, which is now going to probably go in my Vertices Unite. And I'll take out a different color. But this is the Pisces colorway. I loved it. This was me in a ball of yarn. So, like, look. You know, you guys know I'm like a blue fan. I'm still in my blue phase, but I'm slowly transitioning to like a green phase. You know, they go together, so it's not such a problem. And just so that you know, this one's called Black Forest. So, I'm really looking forward to trying them. They're single ply fingering weight. And the woolen boon is, 100% merino fingering weight as well, just in case you were wondering. So, yeah, Needle Emporium, also a good stop if you want to go and check it out. Like I said, though, budget some time because you're going to have to look through a lot of yarn. Because it's not as organized as, let's say, Hand Knit Yarn Studio is, to be honest. So, but still very worth the trip, and Julie's very nice and approachable. So, yeah, those are my yarn shop recommendations for Ontario for today. I wanted to kind of go to Georgetown yarn shop as well, but I didn't have time. That was the one regret I have, but next time. I'm always in that area when we go visit our family, so I'm sure I'll check it out eventually. Okay, so while I was in Ontario, my birthday happens to be tomorrow, July 10th. So my sister-in-law gave me a present because she knew she wasn't going to see me for a little bit, and she got this beautiful skein of yarn. It is, it's the Mini Maiden from the Handmade in Fine Yarns, and it's in the Cranberry Chutney colorway. It's 50% silk, 50% wool, 546 yards, so that's a lot of yards. It's so pretty. She did really well. And she was so cute, because earlier that day I was like, oh, do I buy the woolen boon that's like kind of like a reddish pink, because, you know, I don't tend to buy a lot of red. And then she got really nervous because she just bought me this. But then I told her, no, I love red. It's just, you know, you guys know how it is. You love every color, but there's like colors that you just end up buying or gravitating towards. But this threw me a little bit out of my comfort zone, so now that I have a reason to use it and find a good pattern for it. So it's super soft. So it's probably going to be something I can wear near my face. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. So thank you, Olivia. Yes. So while I was online one day, this was earlier in end of June probably, I saw that Sandy from Sandy by the Lakeside was doing a collaboration with the Hey Sister podcast. So Rachel and Tabby. And she's making bags, well, she made bags to go with their yarn. And when I saw it, I messaged her and I said, oh my god, I hope I get one because your bags are just stunning. Like, if I'm going to buy a bag besides Fringe Supply Co., it's going to be a Sandy by the Lakeside bag. Like, that's the only other bag that I really buy. I have a lot of Zigzag Stitches bags as well, which I should talk about one day. But they're kind of holding some yarns that I use for weaving, so that's why I haven't taken them out, but she makes beautiful bags as well. But yeah, so Sandy by the Lakeside, her bags are kind of my guilty pleasure. So when she heard me say that, she's like, well, I really hope you get one, and she was super nice, and yeah, so I did get one. I got the one I wanted. So this is the bag. How cute is it? It's the Teacup Party from Alice in Wonderland. So they were all Alice in Wonderland themed, but this one was by far my favorite. And she put a nice blue zipper. She had a little like blue pom-pom thing, but it fell off. So I don't know how to fix it, but I'm gonna look into it. But I'm sure that's because it just got rubbed off in my bag because I was like putting it in a bag to bring to Ontario, and anyway, so it was my bad. It was definitely not her, but it was super cute. I love it so much. And the Hey Sister yarn that came with it is this color. So I don't know what the yarn is called, to be honest, but it's very pretty. And so they dyed it with the bag in mind, as you can see. So I really liked it. I thought it was really pretty. I'm probably going to make socks out of it. It's a Sorry, there's really not a lot of information on the label, but I know it's a sock base, so it's going to make really pretty socks. Going to try to find a nice pattern for that, maybe something with some lace in them. But yeah, so this is my Sandy by the Lakeside bag, and when I got it, I was a little like worried because my friend Amma got hers really quickly, like next day shipping. It was nuts, and I hadn't gotten it. It had been a week, and I was like, Sandy, you think I'm gonna get it before I go to Ontario? I'm a little worried. And she was like, oh, it's because I'm throwing in a surprise for you. And I felt so bad that I had even asked if it was coming, but she gave me a surprise, you guys, and that was the day that we found out Luke had an ear infection, and I just cried when I saw it because I was just to hear with emotions. But I will show you the bag. So it's so big I can't even be in it with it. But yeah, there you go. That's my bag. So it's quite large compared to this one. This is like a one sock project. This fits all of my Vertices Unite yarns, so like all 5 or 6 of them. So it's quite large. I'm in love with it. Totally in love with it. I can't say enough nice things about her bags, you guys. I think she's going to do a shop update with these, so if you really like it, you haven't missed out your chance to get one yet. And it even has a little handle. I love it. So, I'll show you the insides because people like to see the inside. Okay, I'm not lying when I say I have a lot of stuff in here, if you can see. There's even more in there, but it's all polka dots. And then the teacup one is a really pretty pink lining. Her bags are super well made. Yeah, they're my go-to bags, like I said. They just like live in my purse. I just open them a little bit and I just knit away whenever I can. So, highly recommend Sandy by the Lakeside. I adore her. She's the cutest thing, and she has her own podcast, and she's so creative and a maker. Like, she's like the definition of a maker to me. So, she knits, she sews, she what do you call it? What's the thing? Not scrapbooking, but like when people like organize and make agendas and stuff. I have no idea what it's called, but she does everything. She's just super mom, and she's a mom to 2 boys, I think. So yeah, she gives me hope that one day I'll be able to craft like her and maybe have a nice craft room as well. So yay. My other work in progress is living in my fringe bag with my, can't really see it, but my Knit Club pin and my Aloha pin. This I've talked to you guys about in previous podcasts, and I'm excited to show you because I did quite a bit of work on it, but I'm not done yet. I put it down because I'm going to need one more skein probably of Julie Asselin's yarn, and Espace Tricot will be getting it, and it's the same dye lot and everything. I put one aside. I just need it to come. So since I'm alternating every row, I am not going to continue it until I get the other one. So, but this is my sweater. It's the Edgartown Light sweater. I hope you see it well. I started a sleeve. So I think it's speckling up beautifully. It's a V-neck, and I've tried it on, so I know it fits me. And yeah, I just have to pick up over here and make the body and the sleeves, and I'm pretty much done. This is the Edgartown Light pattern by Alicia Plummer. And yeah, I don't know if you can see, but the color and the speckles are just beautiful in this pattern. I wanted a very simple looking pattern to really show off Julie Asselin's beautiful yarns. So I think I did a really good job with that. Like, this is her Charlotte colorway. Yeah. So I bought it all from Espace. They're getting more though, so if you were very interested, you can go and pick up some. But yes, so that's my current works in progress. Oh, wait, I have another one. I lied. So that's the sweater. Then I didn't show you what was in this bag. Sorry, the light is like changing a lot. It's kind of cloudy, sunny, cloudy here. So I am making socks with Scrumptious Pearl. This is the Keeping Cozy colorway. This was one of them that got to me a little late, but now that they're here, I'm having a lot of fun knitting with them. And this is for my friend Holly, who is a big help. She helps me a lot with Luke. She also lets me dye in her apartment so that I don't have to dye in my condo, and so it's a big kind of like thank you present for her. So they're socks. I made them very long because she is really into socks, and she's probably going to want to wear them over her jeans and stuff like that. So she's definitely a good hand knit sock recipient. So I used a mini skein of Scrumptious Pearl to make the cuff and the heel, and I'm going to use them for the toes as well. So that's how I am getting so much stripes out of the top, is by using a contrast mini skein for the toes, cuffs, and heel. So it's coming along quite well. I'm waiting till I see her because I want to measure them on her so that I know for sure that they'll fit. But I should see her this week. So the first sock should be done, and then I can just zip through the second because I'll have the exact measurements and everything. So that's fun. And while I'm on the topic of Scrumptious Pearl, I also got this one when she did her update. It's called Puddle Jumping. This will probably be for Alex or for myself. I don't have a pair for myself yet, but it's primarily because obviously I'm a curvy girl, and my ankle / calf is like totally normal and everything. I have 2 of them and they're fine, but they get wider, and I'm always a little worried on how to make the sock because I want a typical, higher sock, but my calf is wider than the average person's, let's say. So I don't want it to look funny that it goes like that. I don't really know what to do about it, so I'm going to see. I think if I make them toe up, I can easily fix it. I've never done that, though, and I don't really know a good pattern for that yet. So we'll see. I really want to make myself a pair, though, eventually. So I should really figure out a solution. I started going back to the gym, so maybe that'll help, but obviously I gained weight when I had Luke, but before that I had lost 50 pounds, so I got to get back to there. I didn't gain 50 with Luke, thank goodness. I only gained 30, but still, 30 pounds is a lot. So I'm trying to get back on the fitness train. I just gotta find time between Luke, yarn dyeing, and going to the gym and cooking and, potentially buying a house. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, puddle jumping with her new little label. Moving on, those are all my works in progress and all my finished items. So now I get to talk to you about what I've been up to. I'll start with my La Maison Tricotée visit, which was on Friday. Yes, Friday. I went to La Maison Tricotée, and as I walked in, I saw Apaaren, who was like, "Hey, Annie," and it completely took me aback because I've never had anyone kind of be like, recognize me. Anyways, it was kind of funny. She's very sweet. She works at La Maison Tricotée, and it's probably one of the best places to go to sit and knit. Unfortunately, I don't live super close. I don't drive, and taking the metro with a baby with a stroller and everything is really hard because of all the stairs and stuff. But if I could easily get out there, I would be there all the time because she has a beautiful area to sit and knit. There's couches, there's a little, they can make you little snacks and teas and stuff and coffee, I'm pretty sure. So really fun place to sit and knit. If you're planning a visit to Montreal, you have to go there. So make time for it. They carry a lot of local dyers and Canadian dyers. So they carry Riverside Studio, they carry Yarn Indulgence, Julie Asselin. They have, I think, their own line of yarn, if I'm not mistaken. I'm really bad at this. I should have looked this up. But anyways, they have yarns that are beautiful. They carry Hedgehog as well, and they carry a really nice selection of each. And one of the other yarns that they carry is a self-striping yarn, and it's called Biscotte Yarns. Pretty sure they're from Quebec. Let me check. And then I'll show you it. But Yes, they're in St. Bruno, Quebec, so they're very local. I really had heard a lot of great things about them. I follow them on Instagram, and I really wanted to try their yarn because it's just super pretty colors that they've blended together. They had a really nice selection at La Maison Tricotée, so when I saw this colorway, obviously I had to have it. It's very me. So the light's not quite doing it justice. That's a bit better. It's kind of like a really nice deep blue, brown, light blue, and medium blues. It's just so pretty. And it's self-striping, guys. Like, this is nuts. It is so soft. I would say it's probably one of the softest self-striping yarns I've ever touched. It's 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon. It's 100 grams and 435 yards. So, this is their tag, in case you're wondering. Yeah, and so this color is called Titanic, which I thought was hilarious. So these are going to be probably for Alex. You know, he gets a lot of socks for a guy who doesn't come on my podcast or knit anymore. I'm just saying, Alex, the socks will stop. They will just stop eventually. I've also met a lot of people who watch my podcast lately, and a couple of them have met Alex as well. And I love that they ask him, like, so when are you going to be on the podcast? Because that just makes my day. Because I don't have to be the only one to be like, hey, are you going to knit? You going to knit? So, he's been having a lot of patients at work and stuff. It's been a very busy time for him, so I've been letting him, you know, off the hook and letting him take his time and spending time with Luke and stuff. But come fall, he's knitting. I promise. I hope. Do I sound mean? I must sound like a really mean wife. Like, I'm gonna make him knit, whether he likes to or not. But you know what? I think most of you appreciate that, so that's fine. So yeah, that's a really exciting purchase for me. I've never tried their yarn, so I'll definitely let you know. But, oh, it's stunning. Like, come on. Come on. I want this. Oh, it's mine, so it's fine. Yeah. Huh. So I feel like that's a lot. I had a lot. I'm kind of like a yarn pig. I don't think I have anything else coming. That's a lie. I just remembered. I may have bought myself a birthday present. I bought myself the Gilmore Girls Yarn Club from a homespun house, Molly, who has her own podcast as well. I am so looking forward to it. I'm the biggest Gilmore Girls fan. And I couldn't resist. I mean, so Adelaide Cottage is doing one too, and I'm very tempted by that as well, but I think I have to limit myself to one for now. But yeah, if you want to go and buy them, I think they're both still available, if I'm not mistaken. The Adelaide one, they went up July 1st. At Homespun House went up earlier than that, and they're shipping out mid-July. So I will definitely share with you guys what it looks like and all that fun stuff. The other thing I wanted to mention, now that I remember, is when I went to go see my mother-in-law, she got me a little gift from when she went to Knitter's Frolic, because I couldn't go. She got me these, which I should use, because I'm bad at this. They're little work-in-progress trackers. So they're little, you just put them on your project bag or whatever you want, and it says the pattern, where you are in the pattern, your dye lot, when you started, just note. So it's like your Ravelry page, but just note form. They're super cute. I don't know who made them, but they're very adorable, and I should use them because I'm bad at that stuff. So I'll try to use these. She also got me something from Remembrance Pottery, which I was super excited about because I've heard a lot about her on the Grocery Girls podcast. So she got me this little ornament, which I'm so looking forward to using come Christmas. But for now, it's sitting on my desk and keeping me company. It's in my favorite, like, soft blue color, so thank you, Fiona. Yeah, so on to business. I'm going to talk to you a bit about my little yarn dyeing company. So, it's called Knittingitup Yarns. You can find me on Etsy. I'm going to link all the information here and on the YouTube Dropbox, so you can just check it out below. So it's something I've really wanted to do for a long time. I've taken dyeing workshops with Julie Asselin twice now. By no means did that make me an expert. I am no Julia Asselin right now, but it definitely sparked an interest in my yarn dyeing, and I did a lot of homework. I did a lot of research, bought a few books about it, and I signed up for the Sweet Georgia yarn dyeing workshop in Knit City in Vancouver. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will definitely be in Vancouver. So for those of you who want to come say hi, I might have a few surprises for you if you come and say hi. So yeah, it's something I really wanted to do. I find it's, some people spin, some people weave, some people do all sorts of stuff, macrame and all that, but for me, it's knitting and yarn dyeing. Those are my two areas. So I started my own Etsy shop. I did my first update. I think it went really well. I was a little down on myself because certain colors that I thought would do really well didn't sell as much. And like Alex said, he said, like, who cares? Just, people are going to buy what they want to buy. You make what you love, and you'll find the right buyer for them eventually. But don't get down on yourself about it. There's no reason to. So he's a really good support system for me. And yeah, it was really fun. So thank you for everyone who bought. Some of you wrote such encouraging messages and sweet things. So thank you. And it's awesome to know that you like watching the podcast. Yeah. So I'll show you one of the yarns that I dyed. And this is the one that I thought would do really well but didn't do as well. But that's okay. I really like it, so I might steal some for me. But it's called Spirit School. So this is it. It's kind of like a soft turquoise with green, purples, and pinks and stuff in it. Yeah, so I don't know if you can... It's a really pretty color. But maybe not everyone's in a blue phase like I am. But so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to steal one and I'm going to knit something out of it so that you guys can kind of see what things knit up like, because I think that'll help when you're planning your projects. If you want to make a sweater, how is that going to look? If you want to make socks, etc. So this is in my Hampton base. It's an 80-10-10, so superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. And yeah, it's just super soft. You really need to feel it to know how soft it is, but it's gorgeous. So that's Spirit School. I have some other ones, but I'm not going to show them right now. You can go and check out my Etsy. There's still some stuff there. I'm going to be dyeing very soon, and yeah, maybe come September I'm going to do some kits for a knit-along that I want to host that Maison Tricoté might host with me. We'll see. We're in talks with that. I definitely want to collaborate with them in some way, so if that's the way, then that's awesome. I'll keep you guys updated on all of that. The other thing I wanted to talk about quickly was the NICU blankets. So Alex has been bringing all the blankets that you guys have been sending to the NICU. They're super thankful. They're pretty much good now. So if you're still knitting some, you can still send them my way, but don't cast on a new one for now. Their supply has been restocked. So thank you so much for everybody who took the time to send one and knit one. It really meant a lot, and I think you guys really helped lift their spirits, and they're definitely going to go to families who need them. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So I wanted to podcast before my Etsy shop update, but that didn't happen, obviously. So what I'm going to do is before the next one, I'm going to put out a podcast, and I'm going to show you some of the yarns that are going to be available, and maybe show you kind of how they knit up if I can. I might just have a couple to show you knit up, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, so I think that'll be really fun. I hope you guys can join me for my next one. I'm aiming for in about 2 weeks. I think that's a reasonable amount of time. Definitely one of the popular colorways was Oi with the Poodles already, so I'm going to try to make more of that. It's a soft pink with some pink speckles and brown speckles, and it's just beautiful. Yeah, so I sent some to a few people, so I hope they enjoy it. And I sent Sandy a certain colorway that is named after her, so I hope she enjoys it, and I hope she gets it before she sees this. But yeah. So that's pretty much all I had to talk about this week. I hope you enjoy the episode. It's not super long, but yeah, I didn't do that much knitting. There's not really a lot of time to knit lately. Let me know what you guys would like to see more of in my shop, if there's certain colors or certain things that you want to see, or if you'd like to make a custom order, I can always help with that. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I'm getting my feet wet with it and seeing what I like to make, and set what sells, you know, because I do want you guys to find things that you're going to enjoy knitting with. So I did have my 500 subscriber giveaway, and the winner was Sophie, who lives in Quebec. I think she lives in Quebec City, and she'll be winning a Woolberry Fiber Co. Skein that I've already picked out, so it's going to be shipped to her directly. So yay, Sophie, congratulations. She already sent me her address, so I just have to pass it on to Bethany, who is super busy because she's pregnant, but I hope she finds the time to send it soon. I'm sure she will. She's awesome. So yeah, congratulations. Sophie told me she's never won anything before, so that's super fun. I know how discouraging it can be to not win anything, but you did win, so that's awesome. I hope you enjoy it, and definitely show me what you've been knitting. The last thing I want to mention before I end for this week, guys, is if you did buy some yarn from me and you are knitting with it, please use the hashtag Knittingitup on Instagram or on Ravelry so that I can see what you're making, because what I'm going to try to do is draw prizes for people who are using the hashtag and give away some free yarn. So that would be really fun to see all your work in progress, and it would help me show others what it looks like knit up. So have a wonderful week. Happy knitting. I hope you enjoy Sunday, and tomorrow's my birthday, so I can't wait. We're going to go, and Alex is going to barbecue. I'm hoping we can go for ice cream and just have a really nice day. I think it's supposed to be crap weather, but I don't care. So it's always raining on my birthday, and my birthday's mid-July, so it's kind of annoying. But yeah, so I'm tired. So happy knitting, happy week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.